Hello, all the members of my YouTube channel. I recently got in an order of 2 Jolts, and, everything that you've heard about Rogue, what he said about them, it's all true. This is an amazing, amazing pistol. Out of most of the pistols, I think, for HVZing purposes and for having a small weapon, a small, cheap, reliable, relatively powerful blaster that you just want to hold inside your pocket because it can fit pretty much perfectly inside of a pocket comfortably. I remember that when I got this, I actually just shoved it into my pocket after I bought it out of the box. I ordered mine from Target, and I almost didn't even notice it inside my pocket, which is probably the only Nerf gun that you can just shove into any pocket, small, big, anything. You probably shove it into jeans, not feel it, and just be able to pull it out instantly and just have it as your holdout. Just have your holders just point over, and very good stock. I mean, it's getting a really good solid 30 foot range stock, good acceleration and good power. I actually, from what Drac has said, I actually agree with him that this gun does not really need modding stock. You don't really have to mod the Jolt. However, if you do mod it, if you take out the air restrictor, you have to be prepared to reduce dead space, because there's so much dead space. Like this entire square over here, that almost all becomes dead space after you remove the air restrictor. So, I mean, the plunger tube has such a short draw anyway that dead space just kills the range. Like, it doesn't kill the range, but it reduces it. So, like, even if you have a stronger seal and like about 150% more spring power, which I have in my second Jolt, the ranges will still be lower than on this Jolt, which just has maybe 30% extra spring power and less impressive seal. I kind of wish I could actually show that a little bit. I'll show that when I have it over there. That you can actually vacuum load the darts, which is pretty damn cool. What I'm going to report about the Jolt is the same thing I report about my stretched out 52s. Is that because the spring has such a low, there's such a short difference in between the coils that you can stretch it out, artificially make the spring longer, and although it doesn't really make the spring any stronger at all, well, it might by a little bit. It feels a little bit stronger. What it does is that it adds extra load. So by stretching it out a little bit longer and then recompressing, you gain about an inch or two of extra draw, of extra load, preload pressure. So this might be about 2 or 3 pounds per inch. I mean, I figure it's about a little bit as strong as a Night Finder, so that'll be about 3.5 pounds per inch. If you get 2 more extra inches of draw or just preloaded force, that's about 3 to 7 pounds of extra force put on it just by stretching it. So that's the easiest way to add more stretching force, more power into the Jolt. You can also just use Teflon tape or electrical tape to get a stronger seal. And rebarreling, I'm going to experiment. I already put a brass stub in the other one, so I'm going to be experimenting with rebarreling on the other one because it's already, worked on, so I gotta finish it. But right now, I like what I have with this. And let's see, I just show that a little bit. The fact that you can vacuum load it, which is pretty damn awesome. Oh shit! 1 second. Forgot to set up my target. It's first time for everything. I don't want to go through the whole description again, so why the hell not? So, let's do this. Let's go with one good shot. Didn't look that powerful, but it's working just fine. I mean, it's not going to be as impressive as the other pistols I show in terms of power, but for the size and the acceleration, I mean, it's very accurate. I hit pretty hard on that one. From what I'm getting on this, I mean, I'd say that right now it's probably getting maybe 45 to 50 feet. It's not hitting as nearly as hard as my Berserker, but so I put it down at about 40 feet with the overhauls I've done, which is very minimal at best. I'm going to maybe experiment with stretching the spring a little bit longer, or working with some other springs I have to see if I can increase the force, and probably work on making the seal a little bit better. But anyway, that's my report on the Jolt, and if you see one, you buy it. Next up on pistols, I have this, which is my overhauled Busby double barrel shotgun, which I completely removed the whole shotgun thing. I I just hot glued on 2 couplers, and I attached 2 Vulcan shells as barrels, so I have a quick reloading. You prime it by pulling this back. You want to hear 4 clicks, then it's been loaded, and it's getting decent ranges. I mean, hitting a little bit harder than the Jolt. I mean, of course, size comparison, like the Jolt is much smaller. Like this thing is like 4 times the size of the Jolt, and probably like 5 times longer. So I don't use it very often, but it's a really fun little pistol to have. It kind of looks like a phaser too, which I like, seeing I can just go like, psh. I mean, if it had, I just don't use it very often, though. Surprises people with how efficient it is, because I hated the original Busby shotgun, and I loved being able to make that useful. Next up on the list is this flintlock pistol. I got this when I did some repair work for a friend. He asked for payment, and I saw in his pile of guns that he had this sitting there, so I'm like, give me that. And he ended up giving that to me, and I was very happy. Unfortunately, it was broken. It was there were portions of it that were shattered, and the alignment on the inside is very fucked up. So it's it doesn't get like when you try pulling this back, it sticks. Like the thing there sticks. So the whole point of this gun, being able to prime it with one hand, it's kind of nullified by the fact that it's been so heavily weathered. But it still is a really cool looking pistol. It's not my best work in terms of rebarreling. I might go back and rebarrel this one with some brass and PET G later on. But anyway, it's only getting about 30 feet. I mean, the range is not very good on this gun. I mean, because you can literally just cock it back with like a thumb. As you see, it's sticking there because it's old. But I mean, that's just really cool. That's just coolness all day. Now we move on to some heavier power. This is, I believe, oh yeah, this is my first Nightfinder that I did a serious overhaul to. It's every single one of Rogue's modifications, CPVC coupler, an Ace 49 spring, and I have a 3-round quick loader over here. I'm going to fire off, let me see here, I'm going to fire off 2 rounds on this one, and then I'm going to show the other one. It gets a good strong pullback. Lots of power. You can see that it hits the as it hits my flag. Lots of good power, like at least 75, 80 feet all day long. All right, that one's pretty good. I can't even use that in my games though, because it's been banned. It was banned a long time ago. This one is more recent overhaul. This one uses a cut Ace K26 spring inside of its main chamber, and a K26 is essentially, in terms of power output, it's pretty much the same per coil as a 49, but you can cut it to be a little bit longer. And this one is a little bit longer than the 49 I have in there, but ultimately I think their power is about the same. I mean, you can judge it right now. There we go, 1 shot and 2 shots. Both of them are very powerful, very, very good guns, if I could ever use them. Now this one is a little bit not quite as good. This is another Nightfinder I have. Very crude rebarreling, because I simply have it stuck to the out there, so there's a lot of dead space. But it works, and it's game legal. The only problem I have with it is that it's not using a K26 spring. It's using a party popper and stock spring. So it has a little bit, I mean, it has a good amount of pull, but the party popper spring sort of, so it doesn't necessarily grind, but it sticks around the edges of the plunger tube. It's a little bit too big, so it doesn't quite get that kind of free-flowing energy that I like to have. But what I like about this one is that it has the Vulcan belt attached to it, so it has this really nice, long, flexible, quick-loading, whatchamacallit, quick loader barrel system. This is, I originally saw this idea on the HVZ forums when Osmanius, you know, the top poster there, he showed this on his pistol splats, and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, I have to build this. So I did. I mean, it's very simple. You basically just have to take electrical tape, just a thin layer, put it around the barrels of the Vulcan barrels, I mean, not the barrels, the base of it, and it slides right into a CPVC coupler. Looks like I'm going to fire all these off. Nice. Last shot. Now this worked actually a lot better on my pistol splat when I still had it. Unfortunately, someone stole my pistol splat at a party about a year ago, so I don't have it anymore. If someone finds one, they're amazing blasters, amazing ranges. They get like maybe 85, 90 feet on average when modified. And then the NIC modder Tire Kitty, he modified them to be atomic splats, which he took like this huge plunger tube of the atomize of like the like a ball blaster, and he links it to the ridiculously powerful spring of the pistol splat, and he makes something just truly amazing. I don't know what the ranges on those things were. I mean, I think it was like at least between 100 and 120 feet flat, like ridiculous amounts of power for the pistol that it is. And the prime mechanism on a pistol splat is awesome. I mean, I wish I still had one just to show it. I mean, I cooked mine up pretty good too, so I was really pissed off that someone took it. I mean, of course, there's no one else in Tallahassee that mods, so if I ever see or hear that this gun is being used in any confrontation anywhere in HVZ, I'm going to try to claim it. And just for shits and giggles, just because it's a lot of fun, and I don't know if I showed or not, but it is a toy chainsaw. And it's not really a pistol, but I figured that after pistol rounds are up, you might want to use a chainsaw to kill someone. And I like this. I picked this one up for about $5 at a dollar store with the thoughts of, why not? It's a toy chainsaw. And it was $5. And you know, it does that whole deal. I didn't really like how it was working beforehand because it had like all this big stuff all over it to make it look an actual chainsaw, and I don't want it to be like an Evil Dead sword chainsaw that you just carry to an anime con, just go like, take that, zombies. So what I did is I just ripped off all the other stuff, and then I decided to upgrade the voltage to this 9-volt battery. Really shitty wiring. I have never seen wires that have been insulated with wax, but I swear to God, these were wires insulated with wax that were so thin that you could only strip them by melting away the wax. That's how shitty it was. Ultimately, the wiring went good, and I ended up using the 3 AA battery case that was inside of here as part of my serial link battery system that I have in my Swarmfire. And with the extra battery, it gets very controllable semi-automatic fire. So, yeah, it all worked out. And I mean, I can use this to make a Lancer someday if I so feel like it. But I like it hanging on my wall right now as is. Anyway, that is my rundown of the Jolt. Me talking maybe way too long, firing all my pistols, and showing off a awesome-ass miniature chainsaw. Alright, well, toy chainsaw. Signing out.